had solidarity dance parties after the Jefferson Memorial incident, so now we know we have people all over the world that are watching the show. And I think what they don't realize is that the power of this message, and maybe it's taken root in the United States in a unique way, I mean really around this community here, the community of activists that we have represented at the Free State Project and in the broader libertarian movement here. They just want their protection racket. If they maybe they see in the long term and they realize that the promise of our generation, the millennials, the internet generation, is that all of the things that people who went before us were convinced we needed government for, we needed systems based on force and violence and coercion and authority, we are going to find ways to accomplish all those things through peaceful, nonviolent cooperation. We don't have to overthrow the government. But that's the promise of our generation. And I think in the same way that we can look back on the nameless primitives who first invented fire and first made the wheel, that thousands of years from now, maybe from another planet even, people will look back on our generation, the millennials, and for the older people that are standing with us now, I want to say like the cavalry's coming, because the internet generation, it's really shifting the mentality of people that grew up with it and have it hardwired and have no tolerance for the kind of problems that only exist for lack of information or lack of understanding or even the lack of compassion and connectedness that we're able to get out of the internet. And they will look back on our generation as the one that wielded the internet and brought down governments themselves.
Yeah! Yeah! Hell yeah!
Maybe they see all this and they're just kind of hoping that the American government goes down first and they're able to keep their protection racket going for a little bit longer. Who knows? Maybe this is what's going to get me fired. Yes, sir.
Being from New Mexico, how do you feel about Gary Johnson's bid?
I love Gary Johnson. I don't think he has the same philosophical grounding quite as Ron Paul, and might not be as effective at waking people up. He's not as good of a gateway drug to Stefan Molyneux. But I love Gary Johnson. He was an amazing governor. If I wasn't backing Ron Paul 100%, I mean, if Ron Paul was out, I would be behind Gary Johnson in a heartbeat. It's just that I think that Ron Paul has built. Oh, you're wearing a Governor Gary Johnson 2012 T-shirt. You're a little biased.
No, I just like the guy. No, we like him. We like him. We love Ron Paul. We'd love to see him together.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, I love
know you
Gary
were from
Johnson.
New Mexico.
Yeah, no, and he was a great governor, and perhaps as president might even have a better ability to be the administrator than Ron Paul. Who knows? I mean, my dream ticket is Paul Johnson.